Hello students, today we are going to study about the next topic and the topic is the structure of DNA. If we have to study the structure of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, we have to study the best valid model which is proposed by two respected scientists named Sir James Watson and Sir Francis Henry Crichton Crick. This model of DNA is best known as Watson and Crick model of DNA. In 1953, Sir Watson and Crick they proposed this model of DNA which is also called double helix model of DNA. Okay, so we are going to study this model. Sir Watson and Crick, once they observed DNA molecule from under the electron microscope, so they provide some special qualities or special aspects of DNA. We are going to study these aspects in concise manner today. So here you can see, according to Sir Watson and Crick this DNA shows double helical structure. You can see there are two curlings are easily seen in this structure of DNA. So DNA it shows double helical structure and look like ladder. That's why the name given double helix model of DNA for the model they proposed. In this structure of DNA, according to Sir Watson and Crick, the DNA is made up of two strands thread-like structure. They form the DNA molecule and these strands are always run anti-parallel in direction. That means if one strand it is taking clockwise curling or clockwise helix, another strand always opposite to this strand. Okay, it is taking anti-clockwise helical structure. Sir Watson and Crick also reveals this thing that DNA it is actually made up of long polynucleotide chains. We know that DNA it is one nucleic acid, deoxyribonucleic acid, and nucleic acids are the macrobiomolecules which are made up of microbiomolecules like nucleotides. So electron microscopic study of DNA it reveals that this DNA which is look like in that manner. Once we are going to study the molecular manner, it is made up of long polynucleotide chains. That means we know that what are the nucleotides? One phosphate group, one pentose sugar and one nitrogenous base. This is the one nucleotide. Okay, so these nucleotides chains are everywhere in the DNA, and once they are multi in number, they are referred as polynucleotide chains. So actually DNA it is made up of long polynucleotide chains. Okay, this is the basic concept. Inside this DNA, inside these two strands the genes or nitrogenous bases are situated. The diameter of DNA it is approximately 20 angstrom, and by every 34 angstrom the DNA strand it changes its curling or direction. That means this length where this DNA strand is just about to changing its structure, its curling up to there you can see this is the length of approximately 34 angstrom, and between this length there is 10 nitrogenous bases are present. That means 10 nitrogenous bases pairs they are situated in this helix structure. Okay. Now when we study in deep manner, that means in molecular manner, so according to Sir Watson and Crick as they propose in this model, the phosphate group and pentose sugar it is going to form the backbone of DNA. That means these strands what we are looking in here in the DNA molecule these strands are actually made up of phosphate group and pentose sugar. That's why it is referred that phosphate group and pentose sugar, 5 carbon sugar, pentose sugar, they made up the backbone of DNA. The phosphate group it is always situated outermost side and attached to the pentose sugar innerwardly present here, and phosphate group it is going to attach with pentose sugar by a bond called phosphodiester bond. Okay, see, when one phosphate group it is going to attach with one pentose sugar, this bond is called ester bond, And you can see there is two ester bonds are present because one phosphate group, it is taking attachment with two pentose sugar. So this is one ester bond, this is one ester bond. That is why it is referred that phosphate group, it is going to attach with pentose sugar by phosphodiester bond. That you should keep remind beta in very good manner. Phosphodiester bond. Okay, and the position of phosphate group, phosphoric acid group, it is outermost side. Innerward to phosphate group, what are situated? There are pentose sugars are situated. How the phosphate and pentose sugars, they are connected together by the bond called phosphodiester bond. Okay, some further explanation we are going to understand here in descriptive manner. So that's why I am erasing this diagram beta. Now you can see here phosphate group, it is situated outermost side attached to the pentose sugar, and innermost place, that means in the centermost region beta, there are the nitrogenous bases are situated. So in DNA molecule, two nitrogenous bases are situated or two nitrogenous bases are found. These nitrogenous bases are classified into two groups. Number one, it's called purine nitrogenous base. Okay, or simply we can say beta purine group. The second one, it is called pyrimidine group. So two nitrogenous bases group that takes participation in formation of DNA molecule. Now let's study about purine group. What is purine group? When we talk about purine group, the purine group nitrogenous base, it is made up of double ring. You can see here I am drawing this double ring structure beta. See, so in purine nitrogenous bases there is always double ring structure and they contains 9 carbon atoms. So when we count 1 number carbon, 2 number carbon, 3rd number carbon, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, so the nitrogenous bases which contains 9 carbon atom and double ring structure, they are classified as purine nitrogenous bases group. So this is purine group. So example of purine nitrogenous bases, only 2 examples are there, adenine and guanine. And I am going to give you the little trick to keep you remember these names very easily. See, these both nitrogenous bases name containing 9 suffix. See, are you getting? Adenine, guanine, 9 carbon atoms. That means 2 rings structured purine group they are. Okay. The next we talk about beta, that is pyrimidine group. So when we talk about pyrimidine group, there is only single ring structure is seen here in pyrimidine nitrogenous bases group. This single structure, single ring structure, and only 6 carbon atoms are there. Okay, must remember bachon. So this nitrogenous base which contain only single ring structure and having 9 carbon atoms, it is belonging to pyrimidine group. And this pyrimidine group, the examples of pyrimidine group are cytosine, thymine and uracil. These 3 different nitrogenous bases are classified in pyrimidine group. So in DNA, uracil is not present. Okay, must remember this thing. In DNA, uracil is not present. Only cytosine and thymine belonging to pyrimidine group, they are present into DNA. Okay, one more thing is disclosed by Sir Watson and Crick, that these nitrogenous bases are always present and attached together in the different format. One purine group, it is always attached to the one pyrimidine group. There is never ever happening in the DNA when there is both the similar purine or both the similar pyrimidine taking attachment. Never ever, beta. One purine, it is always taking attachment or going to bind together with one pyrimidine. If it is opposite, one pyrimidine is first, it is going to bind with the one purine. Okay, this is the concept. Now, Sir Watson and Crick, they also disclose this thing that what kind of purine is going to bind with what kind of pyrimidine. Adenine, it is always going to bind together or attach together to the thymine by double hydrogen bond, whereas guanine always attach to the cytosine with the help of triple 3 hydrogen bonds. Okay, this is the arrangement seen in molecular structure of DNA. One more concept that they revealed, respected Sir Watson and Crick, that DNA, it shows a specific polarity. So you can see here I have written 5 prime. It should be read as 5 prime. So number is 5 and this apostrophe manner symbol, it is readable as prime. Okay, we have to read it as prime. Okay, bacho? Must remember this thing. So DNA shows 2 specific ends. That means there are 2 different ends of DNA, 5 prime end and 3 prime end. Okay, if we drawing this diagram, that helical structure also, there also the 2 strands of DNA, they are going to show different polarity. That means they are revealing 2 different ends. This is 5 prime end, and if at one end of one strand, if it is 5 prime, the opposite there should always 3 prime. Then it is always opposite towards the at front manner. That means here also this strand, it is always starting with 3 prime and here it is always 5 prime. So you can see the same structure I have drawn here, bacho. If one end it is 5 prime, the other strand it is always having 3 prime at the same manner, and if it is 5 prime, here it is contrast, that means 3 prime. If here is 3 prime, there should be 5 prime. So DNA shows 2 specific ends, DNA shows 2 specific ends. It is readable as 5 prime dash 3 prime ends. Why these 5 prime and 3 prime ends are present in DNA? Let me tell you this explanation, bachon. At one end of DNA, there is free phosphate group is present, which is attached to the 5th number of carbon of pentose sugar. Let me give you this idea. See, this is pentose sugar, okay, and this is the structure of pentose sugar. There is oxygen is associated and carbon numbering should be starting with the right hand side. So there is 1 number of carbon, 2 number carbon, this is 3 number of carbon, here is 4 and here is 5th number of carbon. So you can see, bacho, you can compare these 2 diagrams. A free phosphate group, it is a free phosphate group which is not taking association with another pentose sugar. It is free phosphate group associated with the pentose sugar at the 5th number of carbon here. Are you getting? That's why the DNA molecule shows 5 prime end at the one end. Are you getting? At another end of DNA, there is free OH group, hydroxyl group. It is remain attached with the 3rd number of carbon of pentose sugar. This is the concept, bachon. Okay, so you can easily count. There is oxygen, 1 number carbon, 2 number carbon, and there is 3rd number carbon. So with 3rd number carbon, one free hydroxyl group, OH group, it is associated. Okay, one free OH group, and that's why because of this property, DNA shows 2 specific polarity. That means 2 specific ends, 5 prime end and 3 prime end. Okay, I think you're gonna remember it in very easy manner. I hope I have explained this Watson and Crick model of DNA in all good manner, and I believe that it is very beneficial for you all, beta. Thank you so much. God bless you all.